Hi and welcome to City Happenings. I'm Mayor David Black. Papillion continues to grow and offers much to its residents so they can live, work, and play. For more about Papillion, here's City Happenings.
Thanks, Mayor Black. The Mayor's Youth Leadership Council sponsored a 4-week American Sign Language class. City employee Shauna Biodrowski is the presenter.
I am not a certified interpreter. I am a CODA, which stands for Child of Deaf Adults. So my mom is deaf and my dad is hard of hearing. So there's a term for CODA, and that's what I am, not a certified interpreter.
Youth Leadership Council member Cassidy Christensen came up with the idea. After 70 people signed up, the class was full.
The first class we had, I was thinking maybe 15, 20 people, maybe. But the more I saw it on social media, the more it expanded, and the class was full that first day. And I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous seeing a class full of people out there. But once I got started, like you said, you get into that zone and you just teach it. The first class was just ABCs. Once you get your ABCs down, the alphabet with your hands down, it makes it easier to sign words, and then there's shortcuts for those words. So the second week we learned little phrases.
Learning more and more phrases is important.
You could have a conversation with somebody if you were at a store and that person can't hear, or at a restaurant, just so they can have a little conversation, even if it's just, hi, how are you, or my name is, or I'm learning sign.
While not a certified signer, Shauna is still happy with her place in life.
Well, I feel like I'm representing my parents, what they taught me growing up, since I've never been to a class. This is all what they've taught me from when I was little up until now. And my mom still corrects me on things. But yeah, it's nice having my parents there. A few of the deaf people did show up, which I like to incorporate them so I know what they want to get out of teaching people just little signs and how to say it.
There's a lot to be happy about that this idea was put into motion.
I think it's awesome. When I was growing up, it wasn't such a big deal. Like, I would get made fun of because my parents had a different voice. So there were some kids out there that would do that, but it's overwhelming that all these kids and all these people want to learn that. So that's interesting. It makes it makes the deaf community feel good that people are wanting to learn it, especially young kids.
We'll hear more about this signing class in the future. We told you earlier about Sump Library earning accreditation from the Nebraska Library Commission. There's a long list of qualifications. While reworking the children's area is not on that list, it did have a positive effect.
Definitely, we see more people coming in when there are children events than we had before, because the children events were in that great big atrium, and it echoed. I was learning the fishy song way back here in my office.
And that affected adult usage of the library.
Once we made space, rearranged the bookcases and made that big nice space over there in the youth area, now we get more people in, and they like hearing the kids having a good time, but it's quiet and far enough away that they can shut it out if they need to.
Sure.
So yeah, I guess we see more people.
It's nice to be accredited, but you can't stop there.
The digital library at Papillion Landing, because one thing that due to the way the library is laid out and the constraints we have, the physical constraints, we can't do as much of the makerspace or technology-driven things that other libraries are doing. So the digital library at Papillion Landing is going to be an opportunity for us to park all of that stuff in one place, one stop there.
Becky uses Papio Vision as an example of the library's expanded services at Papillion Landing.
I may ask you to come and talk with some people about doing videos, because we're looking at getting a video camera and some processing software so people can try it out. We're not going to go for the high-end stuff on any of this. The idea is, do you want to try virtual reality? Well, before you go out and buy an $800 headset, come into the library, try it out. Or come see what software we have, what programs we have, what documentaries we have.
There are other elements planned.
We're adding a streaming video content called Canopy that is documentaries from the BBC. We're doing a lot of that kind of thing, and it's going to be focused over there. The content will be available here as well. But that's our next step. And that area is going to be free for everybody to come in and play with.
Area schools hold a Liberty Day during the school year. That's when fifth graders learn about the U.S. Constitution and our form of government.
I just think it's so important for our kids to realize that they're a part of something bigger than just our school. We talk about service, and we talk about being a member of our community, our school community, our city community. So just having someone else come in.
And that someone is City Attorney Carla Rupiper.
We talk about it with the library, and we talk about it with different businesses around town. So having someone to come in and just build and continue that connection, I think, is important for the kids to see how much the city cares about us and what we can do to help improve our city.
Casey explains what the students get from this.
They kind of take it more of a simple approach, and just the importance of why do we have rules? Why do we need to have a government? Why do we need to have things work in a systematic way to keep us safe, to help us to be successful? Just kind of having that understanding, I think, is important for them to start to understand how the world works. They may not come out thinking, I'm going to be a lawyer someday, but they just might have a little bit better of understanding of how our world works, because that's really what they're working to figure out.
The goal is to create good citizens.
Good disciples, good people, and helping them to understand that can help them to be better family members and students, and hopefully someday future leaders.
Casey shares the results of Carla's presentation.
Allows us to have an anchor of connections. That's what we're always telling the kids, to make connections to things in your life, things that we're learning at school. So it's just always a reference point that we can have to go back to. When Mrs. Rupiper was here, remember, she talked about this bill or the importance of having these types of laws in her job. So just creating that reference point and that communication later down the road is really helpful.
That's what's happening around Papillion. There are lots of ways to stay up to date with what's happening. You can find us on Facebook, follow the City of Papillion on Twitter, or even watch our YouTube channel. And of course, information about all of our departments and programs is available on our website, www.papillion.org. For more information, go to papillion.org or just call the Mayor's Hotline at 402-827-1111. Thanks for watching.